To start, obviously played a good football team. Talked about this a lot during the week with our football team. That was a team that was 2-7, but did not see that on the team or on the field. From the film that we had watched in our preparation, they got a lot of players that have played a lot here and been a part of a lot of success, and they dominated us up front on both sides of the ball. We struggled to get anything going offensively up front, run game. Struggled to stop the run up front on defense. And if you can't control the line of scrimmage, you really have no chance to win football games. And more disappointing in the score was just I think there were some things that were happening out there that took us away from focusing on doing our job. We got distracted, got caught up in some things that we can't do if we're going to be able to win football games. And we got to teach guys how to stay focused and lock in on our job and not worry about extracurricular activities and talking back and forth to the other team. It's just not the way we're going to be, and that's not the way you can get your job done. Especially where you're at, where we're at right now. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
Chris, when you have a game with 2 teams with that record and kind of the fast start, how much did that propel them, and then how much did you guys, get distracted?
No, it had nothing to do with that. That's still a good football team. You go down and you look at their roster of guys that are playing this year and that played last year in the national semifinal. There's a lot of players that played. For whatever reason, it hasn't necessarily gone the way they've wanted it, but it's still a good football team. And if you go play a good football team and you're not performing to your full potential, and you get distracted on top of that, then you're going to struggle, and things aren't going to go your way. And they dominated us up front. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with the start either way. We got dominated from the start to the finish up front on both sides of the ball. No.
Why did they only have one rush?
They were taking away a lot of the runs. Rushing attempts, when you run the zone read, it's a read, and based on the play of the defensive ends, will determine whether you're going to keep it or you're going to hand it off. And they took it away, and that's what it is. It wasn't good. You just look at the stats. It wasn't good. We hoped that he would be better, and he wasn't today. And it's not just him. It starts up front. And if we can't run the football, we're not going to beat anybody by standing back there in the pocket and throwing it all over the field and expect to beat somebody. We got to be able to run the ball, and we got to be able to protect the quarterback. And again, we struggle to do that. It's 2 weeks in a row that we've struggled to do that. We got to get that fixed. Yeah, we've gone through a lot of quarterbacks. Right now, we still feel Gio gives us the best chance to go out and play. Tylen played some today. Tylen isn't a whole lot different than what he was a few weeks ago. I mean, he struggles with some of the throw game stuff. I think, again, you saw that today with some of the opportunities that we gave him to throw. We got to continue to bring him along. But the whole thing starts up front. Right now, if we're going to expect a quarterback on our roster to go out and win games for us, it's not going to happen. We got to be able to be a balanced offense. We got to be able to run the football. And we could not do that today, and it's disappointing. That's 2 weeks in a row.
You mentioned the line on both sides of the ball. It's mostly redshirt seniors, redshirt junior, both sides. I guess does that add to the disappointment that these guys maybe should have more experience, should be better?
Experience isn't all what it is. Experience doesn't determine that you're a good football player, or that you're going to go out and do your job consistently. That's not what it is. A lot of people think, well, you guy played, he's a senior now. That doesn't make, somebody go out and perform the way they need to perform. There's a lot of things that go into it. So it has nothing to do with whether they're a freshman or a junior or senior. It's collectively as a group on both sides of the ball, we have to play better.
Chris, emotionally or psychologically, do you think it took anything out of your players, the fact that they came so close the last 2 weeks and didn't win? Do you think maybe there was a little bit of a letdown because of that?
No, not at all. I mean, we had a good week of practice. These guys hit us in the mouth. Simple as that.
Chris, for the fan base looking for a sign of improvement right now from this team, what would you tell people about the score and the lopsided nature of this game?
That we didn't play very well. I just look at the 10 games that we've played, 3 top 5 teams. Up until today, you take those 3 top 5 teams out, we had a chance to win every game in the fourth quarter. We didn't, we got to find ways to get that done. Today, would not have thought today would have happened, because I thought our guys were locked in, had a good week of practice. The attitude has been good. I think our guys still have strong love for each other. I think they're still committed to the cause. I think the older guys that go out and practice and want to play hard to leave their legacy here at Rutgers. But we're getting better in a lot of areas. Today didn't look like it. Up until today, I thought we were making a lot of improvements in a lot of areas. I still look at the defense out there. For the majority of that game, we got 9 guys coming back next year. I go through in the week and I look at our special teams, and the players that are on the special teams. Other than the punt team, there's maybe 1 senior that's playing on the other special teams, each unit. So we got, sometimes 9 or 10 guys back on most of the special teams units. So I'm encouraged by a lot of that. Do I wish we were winning games right now? Yeah, absolutely. But like I've said when I got here, this wasn't going to be easy. It's not easy right now. I feel for our players because they have done a lot. We've asked a lot, and they've given us a lot. But it's not getting done on game day, and that's my job. That's our job. We got to get it done. And I think there's a lot of positives moving forward. Again, 9 guys coming back on defense. We've been playing a younger quarterback. We got a lot of guys coming back in certain spots on special teams. We're recruiting our tail off right now, and there'll be better days. I promise there'll be better days.
Chris, I didn't see the last Austin injury.
He got hurt in practice this week. And it was a game-time decision, and he couldn't go. Tried, and he couldn't go.
The sequence, second quarter down 21-0, the run play on 3rd and 8, and the decision to punt from the 30-yard line.
Well, we're going into the wind. We obviously at that point we had shown we can't throw and catch the ball and protect the quarterback consistently enough. So we saw him in a sub package, and we thought we'd try to run the ball against a sub package, which a lot of teams do. Teams do it against us. So it's not a bad call. I think you guys have seen the struggles that we've had with our field goal team, especially kicking into the wind. And we've made that decision before to try to change the field position. And that's what it comes down to. We wanted to try to pop a run against a sub grouping. We wanted to be able to change the field position and not put our field goal kicker in a situation with the elements the way they were kicking against the wind in a bad spot.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you guys.